I played lots of different styles of puzzle games over the years, and I just got done playing another one that was very interesting, the Savior's Gang. But is this one the answer to your gaming prayers, or is it one heck of a disaster? The Savior's Gang is a puzzle game where you're playing as Jesus, not being allowed to return to heaven after his resurrection. The game may be offensive to some, there's a lot of bad language, and the game is extremely violent as it does involve the killing of a lot of people that you're supposed to be guiding to safety. The game's controls are simple, with you just being able to move the cursor around. The only other button you use is to interact with the few menus that do pop up in the game. Your goal in every one of the game's 16 levels is to guide your group of worshippers to safety. Each level is maze-like, with a bunch of dead ends, collectibles, and very hard to locate locations, or just very hard to maneuver through locations, with a bulk of what's going to be stopping you, the variety of traps that are scattered throughout each one of the levels. There are pretty typical fare, like giant saw blades, or giant spiky things that pop out of walls. There's also poison gas that will just stop your people in their tracks, or hallucinogens that make your people a little bit more difficult to control. There are plenty of pits with bridges that consistently fall apart and you have to make sure you're on the right bridge, as well as there's also times where you'll have to get boxes to fall down by hitting a button and then push that box over a large gap. There are levels that have intense heat, so you gotta make sure you keep your characters hydrated. You'll have to deal with strong wind forces preventing your characters from getting over places, and of course, dark areas where you'll have to try to navigate either through the darkness or hit a button to light things up so you can see easier. At first, it took me a little bit of getting used to, for sure. Moving of the spotlight is where the core of your characters will be going, but when you're controlling 20 or more of your worshippers at a time, it becomes very, very difficult to try to maneuver them where you want to. There's a lot of times where space between the traps is very limited, and just a slight edge of left or right may cause a bunch of your worshippers to be completely wiped out. Thankfully, you only need to keep one person officially alive in order to advance to the next stage, but you are ranked every time you finish a level, with your goal trying to be get all those S rankings, and this is based on how many people you have left, as well as how long it takes you to complete the stage. A big thing to aid you is a shop located at the main menu. Every level you complete, you'll earn points, and you can spend them at the shop in order to basically upgrade your worshippers so that they actually can go a bit faster and do a bit more, so you have less chance of losing them all. Once I got the hang of the spotlight and moving my characters around, the game actually was pretty enjoyable. If I only had a few people that I was controlling at once, maneuvering where I needed them to always seemed to work. But you add a few more of those worshippers trying to follow you around, and you just end up running into problems consistently. The environment not working, characters kind of getting stuck in locations, and you end up losing people and they end up dying because of the game just not being able to get all the AI to kind of work together. There was also moments where my characters got stuck. One time completely, I was trying to just walk around, my characters jumped up onto a rock, and I wasn't able to continue. I had to just restart the level. Thankfully, I didn't run into any crashing or other major issues. The Savior's Gang is available now on the PlayStation 4 for $4.99. It's also available on the Nintendo Switch and PC. It does have a Platinum Trophy on the PS4. Overall, for what the Savior's Gang is, it's actually not too bad for the price point. I enjoyed playing through the game's 16 levels, and even though it was frustrating, especially later levels, getting near the end with a large group and then having them all nearly wiped out due to just the finickiness sometimes of the controls moving all the characters at once. However, even with the frustrations and issues, I did somehow end up enjoying the game for what it was. With that said, I'm going to be giving it a 7 out of 10. That's going to wrap up this review though. I'd like to thank you for watching, and of course, I hope you enjoyed.